Hi, welcome to Room to Grieve Podcast. We're your hosts, Karen and Bec. Grab yourself a cuppa, find a comfortable spot, and we'll journey through grief together.
Hi, I'm Bec.
Hi, I'm Karen.
It's just me and you this week, isn't it?
Yeah, it's nice. Feel like I've not spoke for ages.
Do you know what? I don't think we... Yeah. Oh, did we? Oh, yeah, I FaceTimed you from the opticians, didn't I?
Yeah.
I didn't buy any glasses in the end, by the way.
Thank God for that. You look like Deirdre Barlow.
Who was the other one? Mr. McGee.
Mr. Magoo.
Mr. Magoo, yeah. Yeah, no, I got so deeply offended that I didn't buy any.
Well, if you really, really didn't want to be offended, why did you ring me? You should have rang somebody who would lie to you. You don't come on screen and say, "Do you like these glasses?" And I go, "No, I don't."
But my prescription level's gone up 4 times, so it's no wonder I've not been able to see recently.
It's grief.
Yeah. I did say that to the woman.
Yeah.
No, I didn't actually.
You didn't? Did you not tell her?
I said to her it's stress. Because you know me, I don't tell anybody. So I didn't tell her that Bradley had died.
So you didn't tell her, and you didn't tell her about the podcast and ask her to subscribe?
No, I'm still not very good at that.
Our numbers have not changed. They're stuck at 915. They went down. We lost 2 subscribers. I was ready to go and do a search and see who it was and go around and have a word with them.
But no, we've had a few good episodes, haven't we? We've had the one, I don't even know when it was now. We filmed it 3-4 weeks ago. The one about the caring and the caregiving, and that was very different for us, wasn't it? I think we were a little bit apprehensive about putting that one out because it was a different type of grief, and actually it's been received really well. So I'm really pleased because it came across in the way that we intended it to.
Yes, yeah, we didn't. It hadn't had a massive amount of figures, but for the amount of emails that we had and personal messages, messages of thanks, of making it more aware and just discussing it.
And just that whole recognition of, I think people really sort of resonated with that hidden in plain sight reference, didn't they?
Yes, yeah. Even today at work, I had a text from my cousin, and she just said how much she enjoyed it, and she actually called it a whisper away from losing 2 of her children. And when I think about it, even somebody who's grieving, when I think about it, I went, yeah, you did. Yeah. And because at that time I was so full of my life, I would never have dreamt of stopping and thinking about my cousin and about what she was going through. Because you don't until it's hit you and until you realise it doesn't sink in. And they are hidden from in plain sight. They're just there. They're caring for their children and fighting for everything, and fighting for a little bit of peace for themselves, for the relationships, for everything. Everything in their life is a challenge.
Yeah. And I have to say, there was parts of that resonated in the fact that, we've had Morgan on the podcast, my daughter Morgan, she has her own difficulties, and she's amazing. And what she does now compared to, what they say on paper, and that she'll never be an independent adult and all the rest of it. You've all seen her on a podcast. She's so much more capable than anybody gives her credit for. But that's not to say that it doesn't come without its struggles, and that for the 23, 24 years into getting here, we've had a lot of issues. Morgan didn't go to a mainstream school, and she sees the world very differently to other people do. And in a way, we've just naturally adapted as a family to that.
Yeah.
But it has actually come with a lot of its own stresses and battles, especially with the healthcare system, for us to get help and support for Morgan and to get, her whole diagnosis recognised, and then to get all those support systems in place. Morgan's seen so many medical professionals throughout her time growing up that I just thought, there was so much of our life that was different. And that we had to sort of change and give up and care.
But it probably didn't feel different. It probably just felt your norm because you became used to that. Yeah.
Yeah, but Morgan needs a lot more care than a normal 24-year-old, you know, so technically, medically, I'm classed as Morgan's carer. I just don't see myself that way.
Oh.
Yeah, no one would want that responsibility of having
I
me
was thinking I wouldn't have you as my carer.
That's what I meant. Yeah, no one would want me as that, would they? I don't have a very good bedside manner. I'm not very forgiving. Maybe that's why Morgan does as well as she does. Maybe it's not all on her.
Yeah, it probably is.
She's probably thinking, fucking hell, I need to do something, otherwise I'm stuck with my mum. But yeah, you know, and there are people out there, you know, as the podcast said, that have it a hell of a lot worse than we do with Morgan. You know, Morgan's life is in some aspects very different, you know, in that they say she won't be an independent adult and stuff. And, you know, and I suppose there is that whole loss element in that Morgan just takes life differently. But for us, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. It just is what it is. And she's more than happy and very confident in herself and does tremendously well. And I know she listens to every podcast, so she'll be absolutely cringing at this now.
Oh, God.
Bless her. She's one of our biggest fans. I think she's one of the first people to listen when they come out.
Oh, that's lovely. That's really nice.
And Sydney doesn't listen, by the way. Neither does Zachary.
Oh, she does. Oh, right. Right. I shall be texting Sydney later. Giving a stick.
Yeah. I went for dinner with my friend in the week and she said she listens. She uses us to send her to sleep. I'm not sure if that was a compliment.
Oh, that's not very nice, that.
Yeah, she was like, I listen to podcasts to go to sleep. So I sometimes don't catch the end of your podcast because I listen to you to make me go to sleep.
That's because you talk too much.
I'm not sure if it was a compliment or not. But we did have an interesting conversation at the dinner table, and I think I texted you about it, that she said that in so many of our podcasts, we discuss how much we've changed, and that you say a lot to me that, you know, I just have to accept that we've changed. And, you know, and she said, oh, in some ways I really disagree with that. And I was like, why? And she was like, because I don't really see why you have to think you've changed. And I thought that was a really interesting concept to see from her point of view, because she's been really fortunate in that she's yet to experience a level of grief that, you know, we now know. And I couldn't find the right words to try and make her understand that it's not that I feel that I've changed as a choice or anything like that because of my grief. It's actually like a systemic change, isn't it? It's like your whole internals.
Your choice has been taken away from you. And it has just happened. And I can't see how we could go back to being how we were.
I just don't think we exist anymore. Like, I genuinely think our whole being is rewired, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, we are. We are rewired differently. And how can we not be?
Yeah.
How can we not? How can we be the same when our children are not here?
Yeah. And I mean, like, even down to, I like different foods. How random is that?
It's just, there's so many different things that you don't realise until it happens, like the different foods. I mean, and even music, TV, activities.
Yeah. And it's like, I'm introducing myself to a new person, but that new person is me. And I don't understand yet what I like and what, you know, and it was really hard to try and explain that to somebody because I don't really fully understand it myself. And I just thought, I also
think, I don't blame her for saying what she says.
No.
She doesn't know, she's not experienced it, which is nice that she hasn't had the experience. But I also think with friends, I don't know about, it's the same with your friend, but I also think it's a bit of wishful thinking that we've not changed.
Yeah.
And that we all of a sudden click into being back to what we was or who we were. And that everything, because, you know, like friends might say, oh, I miss you coming out with us, or I miss doing this, miss doing that. And we'd be lying if we said, yeah, we miss that too, because I don't miss, the only thing I miss is Emily.
Yeah. It's weird, isn't it?
And nothing else. Everything else just pales into insignificance.
It really does. It really does. And it gets harder and harder and harder. It doesn't get fucking easier. And
right, don't start, because you come on this podcast today and you was in a bad mood, and I've had a lovely
foul
day.
Mood. I'm in a foul
Do
mood.
Do not spoil my nice day. It's a Friday.
Do you know what?
I'm going to chill out now. I'm lying till about 8 o'clock tomorrow morning instead of 6, you know.
Oh, nice. Yeah, no, nice. No, and I am sick of being the one that sits here and cries every frigging week. Like, this is the only place I cry, though.
You hide your tears, though, behind your glasses. You can't even tell you're crying. I had no tissue last week, and I had snot all over my face and everything. So, and I'm a really ugly crier. So I was just like, no escape.
Do you know what? Last week's podcast has been really well received too, but I genuinely thought that was going to be a funny podcast because all of the conversations we'd had with Di leading up to that had been hilarious. I think she'd messaged when one of the first messages we ever sent and said that, you know, not long after her daughter died, that she'd had this dream in her weird messed up grief brain that she'd ate her daughter. And I was like expecting this really humorous podcast because she's a really funny girl. And I just didn't expect it to go that way. And I think that's why the sadness kind of really caught me off guard. But I watch it back and I think, God, got an ugly face the whole way through it just from trying to hold it.
Yeah, it's the face of holding the crying. And...
Yeah. At some point, I just really needed to do the whole... and I was just like, yeah.
I don't know
what I could feel.
I don't know what's worse. They actually trying to hold a crying face or the crying face. I think there's not much between it, actually.
No. And I can hear myself talking really nasally because I just like just so full of tears. Yeah, that was quite deep last week.
Yeah.
But I don't feel full of any nuggets of wisdom or anything other than...
Well, let's put it another way. We've got through another week.
Yeah.
We are a week closer to being with our kids again.
Yes.
Yeah. We've got, I'm through Emily's 18th.
Yes.
I'm through Halloween, which
yes,
was probably for me worse than the 18th because that was what she loved.
Yeah.
And so I did a tree.
Did you
pumpkins.
put the tree that you made for her on the community page on YouTube?
Not yet. I will do. I was going to put on our community page, I was going to put all the trees that I'd done. Pictures of all the trees, and then you can see the different seasons.
We'll do that then. Yeah, we'll link that.
Yeah. So got through that with no trick-or-treaters, sat in the dark. Well, I was actually sat on the floor next to the tree with the pumpkins lit and the tree lit and candles round with all the skulls and crying, talking to her. So that was my Halloween. But I had to put all the rest of the house lights out because Rob had eaten all the trick-or-treats.
Fair play.
Well, I couldn't open the door. We didn't even get any because nobody ever comes down our road. It's so dark and it's a bit out of the way. But I couldn't even open it. In fact, I've just remembered where there is some. Oh, no. I remember I got an emergency packet of Milky Ways. Don't even like them, but I'll still eat them.
No, nice. No, we didn't have any. So, yeah, we didn't have any. So we were quite lucky. But I did start the gym last night.
Brilliant. What did you do?
Just resistance training, weight training.
Okay.
So I'm not doing any cardio. It's literally just like muscle kind of strength building. So, yeah, I just did loads of weights and squats and it was all right. Quite enjoyed it. It went really quickly. I kind of, when he said, that's you finished, you can go home, I was like, oh. So, yeah, looking forward to go back, to be fair.
Oh, brilliant. That's good. And did you get to go on your own to have a bit of space for you? Peace and quiet?
What do you think the answer to that is?
I reckon Sydney and Morgan went with you.
Yeah, I reckon Sydney and Morgan went, yeah. I don't
get
to go anywhere without them too. No. They're like limpets. They attach themselves to me and they come everywhere. But I'm not complaining because it's lovely. But yeah, no, I didn't get to go on my own.
Well, it's very difficult. We've had a busy week at work, as usual. Today's been an okay day, but Rob's had a bad back. So it's not only grieving massively, but in pain as well, and doesn't want to be where he is. So you can imagine that earlier on in the week it was very, very difficult. And I just thought to myself, this isn't fair. This isn't fair on me. It's not fair on the staff to have to put up with that. Yeah. And I know he's my husband, but it's annoying. Yeah. But it's all right to be annoyed. And I've told him I'm annoyed. And we're going to have to deal with it.
And did he take that okay?
What do you think?
Well, I mean, he's obviously been better today, so it must have had some effect.
Yeah. I think he's got a stronger painkillers today.
I know, men are so pathetic, aren't they? Simon hurt his back a few weeks ago. I mean, in the whole 20-odd years me and Simon have been together, I think he's been to the doctors once. And he took himself to the doctors. And he was like, I'm just going to see if I've broken something. I was like, I promise you haven't. He was like, what if I have? And I was like, yeah. He was like, what if I've broke a rib? I was like, the way you're coughing and sneezing in your sleep, you have not broke a rib because it doesn't even wake you up. You know, when you think. But he was like, I just need to know. He went into proper meltdown mode. And I don't know whether that's like a trauma thing from Bradley being ill and that he's just panicking maybe in case he's ill, but it's just so not like him. But he went into complete meltdown. You know, what if I've really hurt myself? You know, and you think, I think you'd know.
Yeah. But it is strange, isn't it? That, I mean, I haven't had that. I've sort of had the opposite. I've not even chased my head scan up.
No, I know, you're terrible.
I don't care. I've actually got a little lump in my boob.
For fuck's sake, you're terrible.
I had it 6 months and I keep prodding it.
You're terrible.
Bring it on.
But part of that's you wishing.
Yeah, because I can beat you and get to Emily and Bradley first.
I know. Actually, my friend who I went to dinner with, when I took her home, she said to me, I think it was on the radio or something about suicide rates in men or something like that it was talking about. And she said to me, you don't ever feel like that, do you? And I said, what, that I want to kill myself? She said, yeah. And I said, no. And she said, oh, good. I was like, but I'm not saying that I'm not unhappy, and I'm not saying that I don't ever think, well, I wish it could be my time. But what I am saying is I'm not in any way, shape or form going to kill myself. But if somebody told me I was going to die, there's a huge part of me that will feel relief.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I said to it was the whole thing that you said, you know, we don't fear dying anymore. We fear living.
Yeah. Yeah. And like we said, right at the very beginning, from day one, we said, we just want to be with them.
Yeah.
And that still stands.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's that horrible pull between your kids that you've got here and your kids that you haven't, you know? And I would never do anything because I love my kids that I've got here as much as I love Bradley, and, you know, and I want to be with them as much as I want to be with Bradley. But if somebody made that decision for me, in the same way that my decision is being made now for me to stay here because there is nothing wrong with me and I'm healthy and I'm living and I'm still alive and the universe hasn't chosen otherwise, I will, you know, take my time with my children and be grateful for that. But if the universe decided that I was going to flip the other way and it was my time to go and be with Bradley, then in the same way that I accept being here, I'll accept not being here, you know?
So
does that make sense?
If you was diagnosed with cancer and they said, oh, you can have treatment, would you have treatment?
Now, that's a different question because of what I understand about cancer and about cancer treatments. It all depends on the type of treatment and my survival prognosis. if it was just going to extend my time, not a hope in hell. Not a hope in hell. If it was definitely going to be curative, then and depending on how much treatment I had to have, then yes, I would consider it.
Okay, just thought I'd ask that.
Why? What about you?
Probably the same. It'd have to have a pretty damn good percentage of working.
Yeah, because my children here still deserve that.
I don't know about mine. I told him his contract runs out. It's at 21 soon, and his contract with me runs out then, apparently.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So then what's he going to do?
Get his own woman. He's got to get his cook, cleaner.
You do know that that's wishful thinking. That is never going to happen.
Yeah, but he pays rent, doesn't he? So he pays his keep, so he thinks that all comes in with the keep.
Does he?
Yeah. He's got a big
He's going to be a little bit blinded at how much a wife is going to cost in comparison to how much he gives you every month.
And it's quite funny, really, because he said, like, the cost of living is so much cheaper in Spain. He's got, oh, right. So I take it I will get a reduction when we go to Spain.
Is that what he said? Oh, he's so like Zachary. He's so tight, but I can so imagine him saying it.
And it was so funny. We was getting on, coming home, and he said, "Have you sent?" I said, "Oh, I've sent your boarding pass." So he's going, "Oh, where are we sitting?" I didn't tell him until we was getting, and you go through, and then you go in the front door or the back door. I went, "Oh, you're in the front door. Bye." Just walked up, and he's like, "I'm not sitting with a randomer. Why am I coming with you?" And bye.
What do you say? You can talk to me next time.
Yeah, there's no way I'm sitting next to him. No, I'm sat next to a lovely lady, and that was it. Me sorted. 2.5 hours of talking.
Nice.
The lady just sat there like, oh my God, who is this woman? You want a leaflet? It's subscribed. Do you know how to subscribe?
Do you know what? We should have had that printed on the leaflets, how to subscribe, step-by-step instructions.
Yeah.
Didn't think of that one, did we?
So what are you doing at weekend?
I'm going to my brother's tomorrow. Zachary's down there today. He got brought a drifting experience for Christmas. It's in Watford, which is near where my brother lives. So he's down there today and been drifting, and him and my brother have been to golf this afternoon, and I think they're dropping my nephew off to his football practice tonight and then going to hit the pub and have a few beers. So we're going to go down tomorrow afternoon and have some dinner and just see my brother and my sister-in-law, so that'll be nice.
Okay.
And no plans for Sunday. What about you?
We've got Sunedo coming on Saturday.
Have you? Nice.
Yeah,
That'll be fun.
I've not seen Sue since properly. We've done airport runs and stuff, but I've not seen her since you was last here when she was absolutely paralytic and then couldn't take us to church the next day. So,
that'll be good.
Got the wine and the gin and the vodka in the fridge.
Yeah, no, that'll be good. That'll be good.
And I'm going to do a lamb balti pie.
Oh, you sent me a picture of that. That looked good.
Yeah, it looked nice. That was chicken that I did it with. So I'm going to do it with lamb tomorrow. I'm going to have masala mash and some like Indian spice veggies to go with it.
Nice. Yeah, that's on the menu for when we come up, please.
Yes. Yeah. So that's
good.
Tomorrow night. So that's Fat Club totally out the window.
Yeah, sod that.
Yeah,
sod that.
And she cheers me
pie
up
tomorrow night, actually, but my sister-in-law's vegetarian, but she's very kindly cooking us pie. I think we've got chicken pie.
All right.
Yeah.
Nice of her.
Yeah, big pie night tomorrow.
So grief, pie helps with grief, I think.
Can't do you know what? Pastry. I didn't eat pie before I was grieving.
Well, there you go.
Pie is never something I'd choose, and if we ever had pie at home, I'd probably opt out of having dinner.
Really?
But now pie is a comfort food that I gravitate towards. Yeah. Weird.
And if you're doing pastry, you may as well do a sweet pastry as well and have an apple pie.
Or do like an apple pie.
A proper homemade apple pie. But do you like your apples crunchy or stewed?
I like it so that there's a little bit of stewed, but mainly crunchy. But I do like to have a little bit of the stewed in there.
Oh, I don't like crunchy apples. When you get bought apple pies and like you're eating it and you like nearly break a tooth on a flaming Bramley apple.
Oh no, I do like
them it stewed
crunchy.
like baby food, really sweet and with a crispy sugar top pastry.
Oh no, that's a bit too sweet.
Is this actually a food podcast or a grief podcast?
I don't know. I mean, have we even
discussed
anything?
You might have to edit it this. Yeah.
Have we discussed anything grief related today?
Well,
no.
With it, we have a little bit. Yeah, we've got through dates. We've got through difficult dates. I think you was just as much affected with Emily's impending 18th as I was.
Yeah,
that's the feeling I got.
Yeah, yeah,
it was difficult.
Yeah,
the day wasn't difficult. The actual day itself, did painting. I did my pebbles. The lead up to it again was much, much worse, and a little bit of sadness afterwards. But then we was hit with Halloween, and that has so many memories of Halloween, with happy memories. I've felt like I've been talking to her more at the moment.
But that's good.
Yeah. And feeling, dare I say it, a bit happier today. A happy day.
That's good.
Positive things happen at work.
That's good.
And just getting through a weekend now. And I'm going away next weekend. I have two lovely cousins. One of which is the mosaic artist that let me use her studio, and she suggested, which I really, really want to get back into to finish my angel wings. Really do. It's very important to me, that, because I know where they're going and everything.
Yeah.
And she's always supportive and texting me this, that and the other. And I always say no. And, and I say, no, I'm too busy to do that, too busy to do this. And I thought, do you know what? I'd said no, that I wasn't going to go to for a spa weekend. I thought, do you know what? I said to Rob, I'm going to that. I'm going away with Tracy and Julie next weekend. And he went, oh, right. Have we got much booked in? I said, I don't care. I don't care what we've got booked in. I need to go.
Yeah.
And whether it's a distraction weekend, we laugh when we're together. There'll probably be tears, laughter, the lot. So I'm doing it.
Good. I'm pleased. It'll be good.
Yeah.
It'll be good for you just to do something different and have a bit of a relax and just different conversations.
Yeah. Yeah, different people, hearing about their lives. Every time we meet up, it's always a time-restricted thing. And when you go away, I always think, oh, why didn't I ask Julie this? Why don't I ask Tracy? And it'd be nice to have that extra time.
Yeah. Yeah,
for
definitely.
Something that's not griefy.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah, do you think that's maybe why I seem to be fluctuating in and out of really bad days? And I think it's because the days when I'm not in it are actually maybe a little bit more normal. And then I get these pangs of guilt and crappiness that it's not that I ever forget, because I don't forget, but it's like sometimes I get this feeling of, oh God, Bradley's not forefront of my mind all the time anymore like he used to be. Like I used to think of nothing but. And there are times now where I just have what I'd call normal thoughts or normal thought processes about normal everyday life. And then I catch myself every couple of hours thinking, oh fuck, I didn't think of Bradley in that. And then I feel so guilty about it.
Yeah.
And then I get that panic of, oh, but shit, that's because life's moving on and he's not actually involved in any of this. So that's why he's not coming up in my thought processes, because there's more and more and more stuff happening that doesn't involve him directly.
Yeah.
And so therefore, when I think about that stuff or plan that stuff or reminisce on that stuff, he's just not in it anymore.
Yeah.
And then that hits really bloody hard when it comes back, the whole guilt and the sadness. And I think that's why the tough days I'm finding tougher.
Yeah.
I don't know if any of that makes any sense. I feel like I'm rambling, but...
No, it does make sense. I think that's exactly what I've been like. And I think work has actually helped with that, helped to have a norm.
Yeah.
By working such long hours that by the time I get home, I mean, you know, I say goodnight to him and talk to him every night. There's a couple of nights that I haven't. I've fallen asleep.
I've noticed that you've been asleep really early. You stopped talking to me usually about 8 o'clock, and before you were working, we'd sit till like midnight talking.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
I bet you're really put out, aren't you?
Yeah, I am. I'm like, well, where the fuck's she gone? I'll just sit here on my own then, thanks.
Well, Lynn will be back soon, hopefully. So I mean,
I still text you in the hope that you'll reply. And
no,
you know.
I actually leave my phone downstairs now.
I know, I did think that, because I thought I'm not even waking her up.
No.
I'm even sending them one-line text messages so they keep pinging and it's still not waking her up.
But the only reason is that I'm leaving my phone and my iPad downstairs is because I'm literally so tired. And I just haven't even got the energy to take them up and plug them in. They flat when I come back downstairs because I just couldn't be bothered. I just need to get to bed.
But that's really good, because you had trouble sleeping and you had the opposite problem in that you just weren't having enough sleep. And so hopefully it means that you're getting some sleep.
But why have I still got bags under my eyes when I'm getting so much sleep?
I don't know whether bags are from being tired necessarily, are they?
Oh, right. What is it? Just being old?
Yeah, I'm not really too sure. I've got a podcast saved on my podcast list from an eye expert that explains that, and I've just not listened to it yet. But it's something I'm intrigued to find. And there's apparently
all right, well, when you can't sleep and I've gone to sleep and I'm not answering your text, we put that podcast on and we'll listen to it and then let me know.
Apparently there's a tip in it that you can do of something that stops them. There's some food you can eat or something that you put on your face that stops you from getting bags.
What about lemon drizzle cake? Does that stop him?
I don't know. I'll watch it.
Trifle.
You know.
Oh, do you know, I've trifle for ages.
Do you know, I like a trifle, but only if it hasn't got alcohol in it.
Oh, I don't like alcohol or fruit.
Oh, good. Yeah, that's my kind of trifle.
Yeah. Thick jelly with cake in it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you know, like a Swiss roll, jam roll.
Nice.
Slices round with a jelly. Yeah, and then really thick custard that you can stand your spoon on. So I like it when you put a piece of trifle out, you go like that.
Nice.
And it's solid. Because if you get one from the supermarket, it's absolutely shite.
No, that sounds like my kind of trifle.
Yeah,
Bradley was the only person that liked trifle, so I brought a massive trifle bowl and I just don't get to make it anymore because Bradley was the only one that liked it. But that sounds amazing.
Yeah, with a flake on top.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah. We're back to food again, aren't we? So I want to make a grief trifle this weekend. I've decided to go with my lamb balti pie.
We'll bring out a grief recipe book.
Yeah, what a bloody good idea. Room to grieve. Eat yourself healthy. No. Eat yourself fat.
Yeah. Eat yourself sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. Yeah, we'd be good at that.
Yeah. Yeah, we're halfway there. We've got the bodies.
Do you know, I was just thinking with your new light that you've got and your new hair and your eyes. Yeah, I think it all looks beautiful, thanks.
Yeah, that's Merwave. It was on, I kept seeing it on Facebook, this Merwave thing, and I thought, oh, is it one of them scam things? And because he said, you know, I just fight, my hair's bloody awful, and I just fight to try and get it, not straight, but not frizzy. I don't like it straight and flat. I put it on the first time and I thought, oh, this isn't going to work. I'll put more on than what it says. Because I never read anything. Oh, I'll just
That's
do that.
So
put
you.
It on. Right, and I go down here like a lollipop. Everyone went, Jesus, what have you done? He doesn't look like an 80s rock star.
It does look very 80s.
Yeah.
I like it. I think it makes you look younger. I like it.
Can't look any bloody older, so I just thought I'd try it.
I like it. And what I was going to say is with your jumper as well, it's really making your eyes pop.
I'm fed up. I think when you're grieving, it's very, very difficult to make an effort to even get out of bed. It's difficult to make an effort to go outside and to actually look after yourself as well. I think I have really sort of I don't really care. I'm not vague. I've never been vague. But then the other day, when I realised I hadn't actually brushed my hair for 4 days, and I just put it up on top of my head, I thought, I need to start doing something and making a little bit more effort for me.
Yeah.
And I'm not being selfish with that. I just think it's something I
don't think anybody thinks you are. Yeah.
No. And just, I can't even be bothered looking, because I put so much weight on, I'm wearing the same clothes.
Yeah.
Because I just can't be bothered looking for other clothes, buying more clothes. It's not the cost of buying them, it's the fact that, do I have to go in a shop?
Yeah.
Unless it's a shop that I think that I could put a leaflet in or talk to somebody, tell them that my daughter's died and all what we're doing. I don't want to go in that shop.
Yeah,
and I'm going to have to go to a different supermarket because I can tell all the girls on the till are like thinking, oh, God, she's here again. And she's going to tell her the daughter's dead, right? Because I do. So I'm going to have to go into a different town. I've done Morrison's and I've done Tesco and I've done Asda, so I need to go somewhere else. I need to go to Sainsbury's. I've not told anybody in Sainsbury's.
I've not been to a supermarket to tell anyone, so I just avoid going out. I'm terrible. Simon does the food shop every week. I ain't going anywhere. Oh, fuck that shit.
God, I couldn't get Rob to do that. I'd have a nervous breakdown.
Yeah, well, I think Simon does pretty much, to be fair. I mean, I have to write him a list. He doesn't go like, and sometimes I say to him, if I've forgotten something on the list and you see it and you know we need it, can you just pick it up? And he goes, yeah. And then he comes back and he's like, oh, I didn't get any milk. Why not? Well, you didn't put it on the list. Do we need milk? Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, it's very much, he only literally does what I ask, but I don't care because it saves me going.
I've got to admit, though, and it'd be really, really interesting if anybody could comment on this at the same stage as us or a bit further on. I get into the supermarket. I don't know why we always end up talking about supermarkets, but as soon as I get in there, I get my trolley and think, right, I'll do a full shop. I don't think I've done a full shop since Emily died. Because it's not the triggers anymore of the foods that I used to buy that were Emily's or anything like that. It's just that I can't be asked. And every time I go, I'm just buying the bare minimum of what I want on that meal and maybe the next day. And then I've got to go again the day after. So I'm making more work for myself, but I haven't got the patience to walk round. And I used to quite enjoy shopping. I used to like cooking and love cleaning. That's my hobby's cleaning. How sad am I? But now it's like boring. And it's that.
But that goes back to the whole thing that we were just talking about at the beginning of the podcast, in how we have just totally changed as people, and it's not a conscious decision. It is literally a wiring thing. We are just wired differently now.
Yeah. But I wonder if anybody else is like that with shopping.
I totally get the whole don't want to do it boring thing, don't have the capacity for it. And like I say, I send Simon to do the whole sort of weekly shop, but we're very bare minimum but a lot of that is because my brain can't think outside the box. It can't think past.
No, can't think. And I also can't think. So I do a lot of Thai food for Niall, and they're the same dishes that he likes. He likes whatever, and then I cannot remember the ingredients.
No, I have to keep getting recipe cards out for things I've cooked for the last 15 years.
Yeah. things that you never measure or anything. I just put in, I get my herbs and spices, I do this, and now I'm having to look it up. And then the other thing is, every time I go to the shop, I think, have I got like cream coconut?
Yeah.
And I think, I don't think I have. I'll get some more. Right. I must have 50 tins of coconut cream in my cupboard.
You have to drink some more pina coladas.
Yeah. I'm going to have some pina coladas tomorrow. I'm going to have a drink tomorrow because every time I would think, oh, Jesus, I did have some. It's like 2 or 3 days ago. I'm doing it again and I'm buying
Put
them
the
again.
protein in it in the mornings.
Yeah. It's a bit sickly. Yeah. So that's another thing that's like you say, that's changed us. But I am interested in if it's not just me. Or if it, be nice to know if anybody else is the same.
Yeah. It's weird, isn't it? I bet we bore people, We talk about food, supermarkets.
Right. So another thing, what we're going to do now leading up to New Year, leading up to Christmas, I think I'll be all right at Christmas.
Do you think?
Yeah, because I'm not acknowledging it.
Oh, okay.
It's just not existing.
I understand.
I'm having lamb Christmas Day, lamb and garlic done on the rotisserie on the back. So we're back to food again. Anyway, that's Christmas is not an issue. I'm just ignoring it.
Simon said to me the other day, he said, can we, because Christmas used to be a big thing in our house. It's everybody's favourite time of year. We went all out, you could see our house from the space station kind of thing, like
Clampets.
Yeah, like honestly, like we'd go,
Not
we'd
Clampets, the Griswolds. That's who you lot are, the Black Griswolds. Well, say you don't know who the Griswolds are.
I really don't.
Right, you are. What are you laughing at then when you don't know who they are?
Because I knew that would upset you to say that. In my mind, I was thinking more National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
That's the Griswolds.
Is that their name?
Clark,
okay.
Yeah. You need to go watch it. That's you lot. Yeah, go on.
Yeah,
so go on.
That's us, definitely. So, I mean, we used to go like to the Christmas tree farm and pick a Christmas tree and, like
bloody like everybody else, right? Go on.
No, we'd go walk around and pick one and saw it down and carry it back to the car. Like the kids love it. And we'd have a whole day of decorating. There's like 3 trees go up in the house. There's not just one. And yeah, it would be a whole weekend extravaganza of putting lights up all outside. And obviously we didn't do that last year because Bradley died. And Simon said, can we do that this year, do you think? We said, because I don't want the other kids to lose that magic of Christmas. I still want them to go through their life being excited for Christmas and for their kids, carrying on that tradition of being excited for Christmas. And I was like, well, of course we can. And he was like, but I don't really want to do it. And I was like, but you've got to commit to yourself. Like, you can't just do it and do it half-heartedly, because then you're tainting those memories for the kids as it being something shit. So you've either got to not do it at all so that we don't do it, or you've got to go in it 100% and feel it. Yeah. And he was like, I don't think I can do that. And I was like, no, I know. And that's the difficulty. Like, I don't think we can half deliver this. And so we're kind of stuck in that quandary of, we so want to enjoy Christmas, and Bradley would be so sad if he thought that we were not enjoying Christmas. But it's just the actual reality of doing it. Yeah.
Luckily, I haven't got young children, which I think you'd have to do.
No, neither am I. Mine are older than yours.
I know. So what are you going on about? Just talk to them and ask them. If they want it, get them to say, right, it's in the cupboard. Go and cook upstairs. Go knock yourself out. Go and do it.
Yeah.
No, but your Christmas is very different to ours. So we had a tree, and we got double doors going into the lounge. And I used to put the settee behind it, so you couldn't get in. And the kids would be, can we help? Can we help? And they'd be slavering on the glass. I said, stop slavering on the bloody doors.
Oh, no.
Nobody's allowed to touch my tree.
Right.
There's nothing family orientated. But the kids, I tell you what, they used to be dead proud, because he'd say, oh, your tree, gorgeous. Yes, my mum's tree, we're not allowed to touch it. And you could say, just bring my friend in. She just wants to see your tree, Mum. And so they did used to love it.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, but they did buy them
that's
their own
cute.
tree so they could do it, and anything that I didn't like, I used to give them for their tree. Anything they've made, you know, like the Actimel things, right, with the googly eyes on and the doily. For I've got, Mum, I've got an angel for the top of the tree, like that, my bleeding tree, mate. And, you know, I got him his own tree. That was Niall. Still got it.
Yeah.
Except the rules, the Christmas tree rules.
Yeah, exactly. I think every mum has Christmas tree rules.
Of course you do. Yeah.
I think they're lying if they say they don't.
Yeah. My friend Joanna always used to take the piss. I said, but, you know, oh, you whatever. But, yeah, but your tree looks like it's got alopecia. Shit.
So whether we're going to like Christmas this year or not, I don't know. We're going to try very hard to like Christmas.
I'm not trying. I'm not trying hard. I'm not putting myself under the pressure. We're having a nice meal Christmas Day.
Because I feel just as sad that we've lost that Christmas joy that we all used to love. You know, that feels like another loss.
Yeah, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it, so I'm not doing it. And nobody else in the family wants to do it. Rob and Niall don't want to do it, so we're not doing it. And
that makes total sense.
Total sense. Yeah, if they did, I'd do it for some. I may do it for others, but I'm not bothered.
Yeah,
my mum's not bothered, so you know, it's just.
Yeah, that makes sense. New Year for me still feels the biggie because
we need to start something for New Year. We need to be together. Yeah. Do you remember that? Was it an advert? We need to be together.
We want to be together.
Even if it's just to take the piss out of each other, we just want to be together. Yeah.
Yeah, and I want to come to Spain and be in Spain with you because that was really hard last year, and I think it took us both a bit sideswipey at how hard it was.
Absolutely. So utterly taken by surprise with New Year. I know we've said before, we're repeating ourselves, we'd concentrated so much on Christmas that when New Year hit, it hit hard.
Yeah.
And it hit us hard. And the next, it wasn't Christmas, particular New Year's Eve, it was New Year's Day. I think you was the same, weren't you?
Yeah.
We think, oh my God, got through it. It was last year. It was not even in the same year. And I think if we preempt it now, everything we've dealt with that we've preempted and we've got things in place, we've got through it. So we've got to get through New Year, and if it means you flying to Spain to be with us, that's what we'll have to do.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's, let's hope that works.
We've got to.
Yeah. But that whole going into next year and then saying that he died 2 years ago, that feels like, for me, that whole sentence of he died 2 years ago feels so minimalist in comparison to he died this year or last year. And I hate the fact that other people are then going to, strangers by this, I mean, not anybody that we know, are going to think like.
But also people we know have already got on with their lives and may not see it as so pressing and so raw and so new, but it's always going to be raw and it's always going to be new to us. Like we've said so many times, it still feels like yesterday. So maybe we're sort of overthinking it.
No. God, and it's November now, innit? So.
On this other scale, I do want to lose a stone by then.
It's doable if you stop eating cake. But, that's not going to happen. You're not going to stop eating cake between now and then, so.
No. I'll just have trifle tomorrow. I'll have the cat. I'll start on Monday.
Yeah, and Monday never comes. Oh,
right.
God, we're back to bloody food again. Right, let's just hope that we haven't bored people because I feel like we've just repeated ourselves a lot. But that's what grief is, right? It just goes around your head in bloody cycles. And I feel like I'm back to that point where I feel like in my mind, I'm just repeating myself over and over again. And it must be so frustrating for our friends and family to sit and watch and not feel like, if someone came up and said something to me, if you said something, I'd be like, you've already said that. And it must be so hard for people not to say that to me all the time. Like, here we go again.
Yeah. But I've started to say, I've told you this. Because I think, I don't know whether I have or not, so I'll just put it out there that I might have done, and you give people the opportunity.
And give them an out.
Yeah, give them an out. Have I told you this? But, and stop me if I've told you this. That's what I'm saying at the moment, because I can't bloody remember.
Yeah, and I do feel like I just repeat myself all the time, because I don't feel like I know anything new. I just, every day emotionally feels like fucking Groundhog Day. So, like, the world, I don't know. We say, again, I'm repeating myself, that the world is moving on around you, but you get, my world stopped and has never moved since. And it's weird, and I don't know quite how to articulate that well enough for somebody to fully understand, but it's just weird.
Yeah. I think lots of people will understand and feel exactly the same as we do.
Yeah.
So next week we've got slightly different. We've got a guest. Yeah. And
yes.
It was a video that you've been trying to save for quite a while. It's a lovely lady who we met on the Angel Mums Forum.
Yes.
And she wants to talk about her son William.
Yes.
And shortly into the recording, Bec got hit by lightning.
Not physically. Not physically.
Why did you say that? It sounds much more interesting.
No, I lost
that.
I lost all my internet for about 25 minutes of the podcast. So for a good portion of it, I'm not in any of it. So the editing is a little bit shocking. But the quality of what Karen and Angela talked about, because I wasn't there, it's really good. And
it was a little bit disjointed, because I kept looking at the screen thinking, where is she? Where is she? And I'm like trying to still carry on the conversation. And then I think Angela was having issues because she seemed to be dropping. So there's a few editing things, isn't there?
Yeah.
I think Angela's
it's one to listen to on Spotify or Apple.
Yeah. It's where we watch it with dark glasses. Don't be lucky. We don't want any bloody messages say your podcasts are shit, right? Because it's we think it's good enough to put on, and because of the content.
Yeah, we cover some really good stuff. It's just such a shame that I'm just not technically minded enough to rescue it in any better shape or form. Oh,
you can't rescue that. Jesus, you was like, your house was being fried with lightning. You know, there's smoke coming out your chimney. Have you got a chimney?
I've got fake ones.
Oh, I've got 4 real ones. Do you want one of mine?
Of course you have.
Bigger and better.
Of course, wouldn't expect any different. No,
right. So please watch next week. But we also need to get more subscriptions because it's stagnant. The YouTube, what's it called?
Algorithms.
That's the word. Yeah. The YouTube algorithms have just stopped. It's just not moving. They're not pushing it anywhere, because we usually get the odd comment or the new user that's, this has been put on my feed, but it's not moving at all.
Do you know what? It could just be that people are bored shitless of us talking about food and repeating ourselves.
No, how can anybody be bored of us?
So if you do like listening to the podcast, and you do want us to keep recording some more, and you do want to keep hearing it and reaching more people, we've never asked this, I don't think, to specifically go and add reviews on YouTube and Spotify and Apple, because I checked the other day and we have some reviews on Spotify and Apple. Which
I don't. I didn't know they were there. You see, you never give me passwords for things like that, because you like to be in control of things, and also it's because you forget your passwords.
It's not because I like to be in control. It's because I forget them, and then I give them to you, and then you reset them all, and then you forget them,
Don't
and then
reset
neither of
them
us
all.
know them. Some of them.
Well, you've know how to do it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so what do people have to do then?
Yeah, just review on Spotify and Apple, or wherever you listen or watch to the podcast. Just leave a review for other people that come along, so that, if you think we're shit, fine, tell us we're shit, we'll fix it somehow. But Yeah, hopefully.
How are we going to fix it?
Don't know yet. I think
slim. Tell us we're slim and we need to eat more cake.
Send us some recipes for some food, and we'll send us food next week.
Send us food. We could do a sideline of reviews on food. Yeah. And cake, only cake.
We're both
don't like
right
fish.
at cooking.
Don't like fish.
I can't bake.
Oh, Em was my baker, so I can't bake anymore. I don't bake.
Yeah, I can't bake, but
anyway.
I can cook, and you can cook.
Yeah.
So people can send us recipes, and we can try food, and we can give feedback on it, and how much it enhanced our mood, or our griefy feelings and our emotions.
Yeah,
that'd be good.
Yeah, would, wouldn't it? So try my grief trifle. I'll take a picture and I'll put it on the community. Call it grief trifle. Yeah, because it's got different layers. Jelly for stability, custard for, you can't have warmth because it's cold, but it's like it coats you in love, and cream's a little bit of extravagance with the flake on top. There you go, we've got a grief custard.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nicely done.
Yeah.
And that lamb bolty pie with masala mash and chili veg or whatever you said sounds banging. Can't wait to try that one.
Got a picture of that on community as well.
Yeah, we do.
Right, so please subscribe, push us so we can get out to more people. Because I wake up every morning and how sad is this? And I look at the figures and I look to see if we've any messages, and it makes my day when we have a message.
Yeah, the messages are good.
Yeah.
They make it all worthwhile.
They do. And we need an Australian guest. There you go, all our Aussie fans. We've got lots of you. We need an Australian guest.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Challenge accepted. We'll find one.
Yeah. One of our...
Do you know what?
Well,
shall we just be really podcasty and be like, why don't you tell us what you want to hear? What topics do you want us
to shut up?
Yeah.
Let's start going on about food. You make us hungry. Bloody trifle. But some people don't even know, some countries, what even know what trifle is.
No.
There you go. No, they won't.
Okay. But yeah, if there's any subjects people want us to cover or things they want to know, because I love learning, everyone knows that. And there's loads of stuff I love to learn about how genuinely it rewires the brain and how it affects your hormones and your cortisol and all the rest of it. That stuff for me is exciting, and maybe it's not for everybody else, but there might be something else that other people do want to learn, do want to know, or
want to chat about and want us to look into and get guests on the subject.
Yeah, or if there's any questions that you think, a bit like you just said, my grief brain can't even remember what it was, but I just remember you saying, about going in the supermarket, are you the only person that experiences that? There's got to be other people out there that have got similar questions about different things in their grief. Am I alone in this? And chances are, no, you're not. Chances are it's perfectly normal, and we need to make more people aware of it and discuss it more. And we have a platform here to be able to do that. So, let us know what you want us to chat about, and we'll let you know what we think. Doesn't mean we're right. We like to think we are, but it doesn't mean we are. But
we might not always be right, but we're not wrong. And if we are, we won't admit it. Never ever admitted I'm wrong in my life.
I can imagine. Can you
imagine somebody telling me I was wrong?
You'd be like that.
Be very brave.
Yeah.
See, cheered you up. You was in a bad mood.
I was, but yeah, you had cheered me up. I'm going to go get my dinner now. Thank you very much. Food again.
Yeah. So, right, grab yourself a cuppa, find a comfortable spot, and let's journey through grief together.
Thanks for listening.
Bye.